our world. Serie, our world.
You alright?
Alright, man.
How's it going? Good Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. Great day. No football was on though. That was a bit disappointing.
Yeah, well, it's coming back starting tomorrow, so we can have a look at that. Before I do, just mention the last week's results. Milan won 1-0 away to Verona. Bologna beat Torino 2-0. Napoli beat Genoa 2-1. Lazio beat Lecce 2-1. Roma beat Parma 5-0. Venezia beat Cagliari 2-1. Atalanta beat Empoli 3-2. Juve beat Monza 2-1. Fiorentina lost to Udinese 2-1, and then Inter beat Como 2-0. In the prediction front, you know how AI was doing alright for some couple of weeks for some reason, well, especially against me. AI got 60% on one score. I got 70% on one score, and you got 80% and two scores.
Wow.
So we're back in the game again.
Yeah, I think that's probably my highest score yet as well.
Could well be, yeah.
I should create a separate betting profile perhaps, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the other scores were close as well, so we both did very well in that, and even though AI upped its game, we still ended up coming back and beating it, so that's all good.
Yeah, so tell me the AI number again.
Yeah, I was 60% and one score.
Okay, yeah, he got battered.
But yeah, we still done alright. And then, yeah, is there any particular things that stood out there in those games for you?
I almost fell asleep watching Milan Verona, if that counts for anything.
I think that's every Milan game at the moment.
Yeah, I was really bored. I was like, what's going on here? Why is S.A.W going down the middle all the time? And yeah, it was lucky Verona weren't, attacking loads. Or, Manyan was doing well, comfortable in goal, but man, there were hardly any decent attacks. It was just a dead game for me. Not so good.
Yeah, and I mean, the other teams, even the other ones above them, Napoli just scraping Genoa. For some reason, Roma just came out of nowhere and smashed Parma to 5-0. But Atalanta just about beat Empoli 3-2. Juve just beating Monza. Fiorentina losing, and Inter were comfortable still and won that. So yeah, a bit of mixed bag of results at the top end of the table. Then we got the games this weekend coming, starting tomorrow. So at 2 o'clock we've got Parma, Monza and Empoli, Genoa. At 5 there's Cagliari, Inter. And then the night game at 7:45 is Lazio, Atalanta. And then on Sunday, Udinese, Torino 11:30. Napoli, Venezia at 2. Juve, Fiorentina at 5. And Milan, Roma 7:45. And then on Monday it ends with Como v Lecce at 5:30. And Bologna, Verona 7:45. So quite a few big games in there as well. If anything, they're kind of fighting each other. So Napoli and Inter really got that opportunity to pull away a little bit, depending obviously how the results go anyway for the other teams. But they've got more difficult games, should we say? So yeah, any games you're looking at in there?
Yeah, I think Atalanta's going to be a good one there. Juve Venezia should be good too, because I know people
Juve Fior. You mean Napoli?
Oh, sorry, Napoli Venezia. People will say Napoli should be whipping Venezia, and Venezia have been struggling to even get a point these days. But I feel something's coming for them, and it shouldn't be a game that Napoli should take for granted. Fiorentina and Juventus was a hard one to predict for me as well. I feel it could be a draw, or I think I suggested it could be a Juve win for my prediction. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tight one. These are the games I'm interested in.
Yeah, but that's it. So they're all quite big on themselves, and with the Lazio, Atalanta and Juve Fior playing each other in Milan, Roma, I think that top end of the table could get even more congested as well.
Yeah.
Especially if they start drawing and whatever. But yeah, so it's going to be one of those, and I think that's basically it for this year, as in calendar year. And then we'll be into the January window, which means lots of rumours, lots of lies, and stuff going to be floating around the system, and every player is basically going to be moving to another club. And I know there's already talks of stories of who's bringing in who and who's leaving, who's going, all this other stuff already. I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm more, when it becomes official, then it's better to talk about it then, rather than this person might be going to about 50 other clubs. I mean, I don't know if you've heard anything or seen anything that's piqued your interest in the news.
I'm seeing loads. I'm seeing, like you, lots of things that probably aren't even real. And getting fed up with that, like about what, 8 Premier League teams are going in for, the best player at each Serie A team.
Yeah.
Well, I did see a good thing today from Thuram, how he said even if a team comes in for his release clause, he won't take that.
Yeah.
He won't go with a deal like that, because he says he likes Inter. He says that's not the way to do business, and leave. He'd rather, I guess, leave with the blessing of the club, and they accept a transfer fee. So I like to see that, because
that's if he sticks to his word, though, isn't it? That's.
Yeah, I mean, it's good though, isn't it? I mean, you don't see everyone saying that.
It's good to say it. I'm saying as long as the actions follow, because I mean, you know how these footballers are. They'll say something, they'll sign a contract, and within 2 minutes they've gone somewhere else. So, and then.
You can't trust the football.
Oh, you can't, especially nowadays with Saudi and even the Turkish league chucking money around and stuff like that. These players get their heads turned, and that's not even before. That's before you even look at how they see the Prem and stuff like that, isn't it? So it's.
I think it's good that he said it while there's been about 5 months of talking PSG actually doing that, triggering the clause.
Yeah, but I don't understand why he could have said it earlier though. I mean, either way, I hope he stays, because again, it's just like any other players in Serie A when they're doing well. It's so easy just to say, oh look, I'm on the top of my game, look how I've developed here and all this stuff, and then I leave. And then they end up in teams which they don't understand, they don't settle in or whatever else, and they end up their careers just end up going off not in the good way. But then there is also the opposite, which, for example, there's plenty on that story about that Højsen who Juve let go to Bournemouth for so cheap. Again, I didn't understand it at the time. They loaned him to Roma and he was doing all right there as well. And he was doing all right when he played for Juve. They sold him for really cheap to Bournemouth, and now it looks like he could be going to Real Madrid. And they're desperate for defenders themselves, so it makes no sense, none of it. I'm still not happy with the way the Serie A clubs value their players. I mean, it's not up to the other teams to be saying your players are worth this. It should be them saying, look, this guy is good. We've developed him. We've spent our time and effort getting him from this point to that point. His value has gone up, not that it goes down or stays around the same they bought him for. I never understood that. But as we know, I can go and rant about all that stuff again and again. It's not going to make no difference at the moment, or probably ever, really. But what could I do?
Did you see Danilo? The thing about him, he's pretty much going to be a Napoli player.
I know Napoli are desperate for him at the moment. Yeah.
And you've said he's not in Motta's plans.
Yeah, he hasn't been for a while, has he? He's just been really back up, and that's it. I don't think Motta wanted him from the start, really. It sounded like, or looked like.
And he could be one of those players. Conte will just reignite and see a completely different Danilo.
It's still good, but whether he's on the bench or on the pitch, he's still a good player to have in the squad, isn't it? A squad player.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I think again with Napoli, I saw Cagliari are looking to sign just online for the rest of the season. their keeper, Caprile.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, and then Cagliari are going to send Scoopet, apparently as part of the deal, and they say the reason for this is because the Cagliari coach Nicola, he had Caprile at Empoli last season, so I think that's kind
and he
of
relied on him,
how he works, and he wants him, So Napoli are getting busy.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I think it's all going to be kicking off. I mean, behind the scenes, I'm sure it already has and has been. They constantly working on it, really, isn't they? But I say now, this is the month that I kind of switch off when it comes to transfer stories, because it just gets too much on who's going where and all the rubbish that comes with it, and all the agents claiming these other teams are going for their players when they're not and stuff like that, just to sell them. But yeah, that's it. I mean, from my point of view, I ain't really got much else to talk about. If there's anything else you want to bring up?
Only thing is another Napoli link, because I mean it's only Napoli I'm reading about, to be honest, and that is Fagioli going to Napoli. They're saying for 25 mil. But yeah, it's a lot of Juve action, Napoli action. Let's see how it all pans out.
Exactly, we'll keep an eye on it, and so we'll see this weekend, and then we'll see what's coming up in the future as well. All right, well, we'll get back into it next week, and we'll go from there. All right.
Nice one. Cheers.
See you later.
Tomori to Juve last week.
We'll see if they do that, innit? All right, we'll catch up next week. Bye.
Bye.